All new, it's all live. It's happening now. And we're so glad you're with us on another busy day, everybody. I'm Jenna Lee.
And I'm John Scott. We are here in the Fox newsroom happening.
Also back at home, the president is taking heat from both the right and the left over his handling of the Libya situation. Take a listen. They have come out and said if you do that now and everything is still so hot underneath that it could bury the heat and the material, and I'm not a scientist, I'm doing my best here, Michio, and that causes even further contamination of the area that causes an even bigger problem in the future. What do you think of that criticism?
Well, if you've
seen a few earthquakes already today. Michio, thank you very much. Always nice to have you. John?
Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm John Scott.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jenna Lee, and we're here in the Fox newsroom, and happening now from the air and now the sea. NATO warships start patrolling off Libya's coast. This as the U.S. gets ready to hand over control of the no-fly zone.
Well, President Obama taking a tough stand on Libya, obviously. Well, there are new problems to tell you about in Iran. Smoke. Also, a Hollywood star for the ages is gone. A look at Elizabeth Taylor's life.
Well, the doctor is in on a new study on skin cancer, and you may think that obviously the greater amount of sun exposure that you get, that would cost.
I would think it'd be very expensive, but I'm sure people who have this disease will pay anything for it.
Especially if there's no options. Well, we'll look for that announcement from the FDA. Dr. Katz, nice to have you on our show today. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, Jenna. Thank you.
John? Now, word just in that U.S. Tomahawk missile missions have essentially ended in Libya. Those were the big missions that kicked us off into this no-fly zone. Welcome to a brand new hour of Happening Now. We're so glad you're with us. I'm Jenna Lee.
And I'm John Scott. Judge Cochran, Marion County, Florida. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're 92 or 19. Rejection hurts. It doesn't mean you pull out a gun, but it still hurts, John Scott.
Let me not ever cross you, okay? Because a woman scorned. Whew.
You never know what's going to happen. So listen to this. From a granny packing heat to a beauty queen, shooting an intruder dead with her, get this, pink .38 caliber handgun. Pink. A burly ex-con allegedly barged his way.
Happy, but it's about place of yes means plowing through it, and people always tell you no, and you have to know within yourself what you want and if you can get it.
Let's versions maybe of it with some of our questions from our viewers.
Okay.
Geraldine wants to know how you take that first step. What's the first step that you need to start a small business?
The first step is the light bulb
that helped you along the way.
It's funny because I had my book signing last night and someone said, did I have a mentor? And I really didn't. I feel like I should, make someone up. But I'm always pretty honest, and I didn't. I just was always very analytical and had my own ideas about who I wanted to be.
And that gets tough because as you move forward in the business world, there certainly are a lot of questions and challenges out there. Honoree had this question about how once you have that idea, how do you keep things fresh? How do you keep moving forward after having, let's say, the skinny girl margarita? How do you move beyond just that?
It's for women, whether it's my Skinny Girl Daily Cleanse or my Skinny Girl Shapewear, it's all a very simple solution to a problem that I and women have.
Dolores had this question about just balance. If people watch your show, they know that you're a new mom. You just got into this new marriage as well, and you have all these new things happening. So how do you balance all of that?
I don't think that I am really happy.
Well, congratulations with all these success, the book, the business deals, everything, and we hope to see you again here.
Thank you.
Bethany Frankel, thank you. John?
All made it to Friday. Hello to you. I'm John Scott.
So far, so good.
So far.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jenna Lee. And we're here in the Fox newsroom, and happening right now, well, we may be seeing the beginning of a brand new industry with medical marijuana. A number of new companies looking to cash in on Wall Street now. Marijuana, you might know, is now legal in 50
on legalizing marijuana, but it's a huge industry. Varying reports put the value anywhere between $45 and $120 billion. And billion dollars. Any budding entrepreneur, I couldn't resist, knows you got to get in early to take the risk and to be a successful business person.
But when we see a Walmart of weeds, I mean, I think I'm not alone in imagining a store that's growing a bunch of marijuana plants. Is that what we're talking about here?
Well, no, actually, these are companies that largely service the equipment, the
Interesting, the entrepreneurs are kind of getting in on these different ways that they can support the services, as you mentioned, to this industry. Does it seem like investors will want to buy stock in these companies?
The kitsch value alone has investors drawn to these companies. Let's look at General Cannabis. They actually filed their SEC paperwork this month, and they
A financial advisor.
wise advice always.
Wise advice, just because. Lori, thank you so much.
pleasure.
Lori Rothman from Fox Business. John?
And maybe
Here's a question that's come up as we've been talking about Libya. Could Libya become the next Iraq? You may remember when the U.S. invaded Iraq, foreign fighters flooded the region to join international news. We also have to keep in mind one of our biggest domestic issues, what's happening with the housing market. Some say it's a buyer's market. Now the government this morning saying that the U.S. economy grew at a faster pace than expected at the end of last year. The Commerce Department, Bernanke, the Fed chairman, recently said as well that as far as the job market returning to normal, seeing basically the same time horizon. So many questions about what to do if you're relocating because of a job and you're in the military. Dating.
Exactly.
But different.
Like dating.
I know you have some more
Maybe
tips.
more fun.
Maybe more fun buying a house. Well, that we'll let our viewers decide about that. You have a couple great tips for us. If you could, we'd love to have those on the chat right now, and some of our viewers can talk with you maybe directly about that.
Sure.
So we'll direct them to foxnews.com/happening now. If you have any questions for Danny, she's going to be there. John, over to you.
hey, just a thought.
French fries sound good right now, right? A little French fry?
Yeah, Joe, thanks.
Why not? It's almost noon, and we have a brand new hour of Happening Now coming up, so grab your French fries and come along with us. New information coming into the Fox News.
East Coast on a Friday. Hello to you. I'm John Scott. We're getting some new information about the timeline for a U.S. handoff to NATO to take the lead in Libya.
A very big story for us today. Hi, everybody. I'm Jenna Lee, and right now we're hearing NATO could take over.
Not over for this probe. Stardust is going to be left to orbit around the sun. That doesn't sound like fun.
Have a good weekend, John.
Have a
Scott.
great weekend yourself.
And thanks for joining us, everybody.
America.